What if I told you the key to happiness and living a content life lies in the balance of mind, body, and spirit, and you can actually find in your kitchen? Well, that is what Ayurveda is about. Hello everyone, my name is Mehek. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all fine, and like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Back with the book of the week that I finished. Actually, the first book of 2024. I picked this from the airport. It's called Ayurveda Advantage. It's by Vicram Sharma. A little about the author. Vikram Sharma is from the third generation and director and stakeholder. You must have heard about this famous Ayurveda company, the Baidyanath Ayurved company, and they are known for their Ayurveda remedies and supplements. So Vikram is currently the director of that company, and in fact he has grown up being exposed to practical Ayurveda techniques and herbs and remedies. In fact, his mother is a practitioner, and apparently he has many famous Ayurveda Veds on his speed dial. And this book was actually written in COVID by him, published just in December, I think, last year. And what I love about this book, before I get into the detail, is that I did not find it very difficult to read. Like, it didn't have a lot of technical jargons that would, take me aback in what's happening. He's written in a very simple language that you and I can easily understand. So yeah, coming to what the book is all about. Now, in Ayurveda, basically it is believed that our body is made up of 5 elements. You have the earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And all these 5 elements constitutes into further 3 doshas. So like you see here, it is vata, pitta, and kapha. You must have heard it before also, these terms. And it's believed that each one of us has a unique ratio of these 3 doshas. For some of us, one of them would be in higher ratio compared to the other. So for example, I might be a person who has more of pitta dosha in my body than compared to vata. So each of us has a unique ratio of these 3 doshas. And the book actually has a table, let me show you, which can more or less has characteristics, personality traits, sensitivities for different doshas. So you can more or less identify which dosha you fall under. But I think like the author also recommends that it is advised to approach an Ayurveda clinic or an Ayurveda practitioner who can help you identify which dosha you fall under. And depending on that, further the book is divided into various components. So depending on the doshas, what are the herbs you should be eating, what are the spices you should be eating, and how you should be sleeping. All these have been discussed in the book. Now I have obviously folded some interesting pages to discuss with you. So let's move on. Okay, I think one of the favorite chapters in the book, which is I think this 3rd chapter itself, is on Agni, which is also called the fire of life. So Agni is basically the fire in our stomach. It says that the author says that Agni is responsible for all our metabolic and digestive activities that happens in our body. It not just affects our digestive but also our mental health as well. So everything, your youth, your beauty, your energy, your physical activity, everything depends on your Agni. And very interesting, the author has said that in fact, you must have heard, I've heard few actors talking about in the interviews as well, that Agni is the highest at noon. So at 12 in the morning, the Agni is the highest. That's when your metabolic rate is also highest. So the author says that people who are prone to sugar cravings and eating junk food, ideally you should avoid. But if you are, you can eat that during your lunchtime, during this time when your Agni is really at the peak. And as the day progresses, after sunset, our Agni is the lowest. That is why it is recommended that we have a very light meal. So that was about Agni. Very interesting chapter. I found it very hopeful. So it says that a lot of issue in our body is because happens is because our Agni has gone weak. And thankfully the author has suggested a lot of remedies in the book to activate your Agni. The next author has discussed about how you should be drinking water sensibly, like what is an ideal requirement for an adult. I think drinking water is something that we all are aware of, but not always we follow it. So it's very important to hydrate yourself. The author has mentioned that how, it's very important that as soon as we wake up, we have a warm glass of water. And then things like, again, you must have heard about this, how the benefits of having water in a copper glass, or a water stored in a copper bottle overnight. What are the benefits of it? So in this chapter dedicated to water, the author has discussed about it. Again, he has spoken in length about the sleeping pattern, the sleep, which is one of the pillars. It is so important to have a healthy mind, body and spirit. It's very important. Also, how we sleep, which side we sleep also plays a very important role. Some of the activities that we do before sleeping also, takes care of how the quality of our sleep is going to be like. So again, there is a very detailed chapter on sleep, the do's and the don'ts. In fact, the author has also, mentioned about the food that affects your sleep. So for example, he has suggested having a lukewarm milk right before you sleep really helps in having a better sleep. That's why, parents always say, have a glass of milk. You can add a little pinch of haldi and sleep. It's good for a good sleep. Next, the author has, there's again a chapter on obesity, why it happens. And the author has given a list of some of the herbs or, jadi booties that can be useful in targeting obesity. But again, he advises that it's better to consult an expert on this and not overdo anything. And then we have the wonderful chapter of spices and herbs. I think I personally enjoyed it because, yes, we know that our kitchen, our Indian kitchen is filled with the miraculous spices and herbs which can take care of everything, Every time I want, I'm looking for a pack for just glow and, hydrating my skin. I always ask my mom, and I remember when my grandmother was around, she used to always have this amazing, unique recipe for, face packs and everything, ingredient source for the kitchen. So here the author has discussed about, the spices which can also activate your Agni. For example, spices like ginger, kali mirch. How are you supposed to be having it? Like some of the spices, the author has said, for example, if you have half an inch of ginger 30 minutes before your lunch, it will actually, help in the overall digestion of your food and also activating your Agni, which is what we all need, the metabolic fire to always be charged. And then he has spoken about the herbs and minerals. So herbs like ashwagandha, amla, very good. Amla is very good. I personally have 2 amlas every day, which is, amazing for your hair and skin. And he also has this beautiful, sorry, let me just show you. Beautiful pictures, if you can see, of the spices. Yeah, for you, in case you're not aware, for you to identify. Then the author has also spoken in depth about this treatment, detox through panchakarma. So if you visit any of these Ayurvedic centers, you would come across, this technique of panchakarma, which basically involves 5 steps of detox, including basti, infusing you with steam, oil, massage, etc. Basically to let go of all the toxins built in your body. Another way of detox that the author has spoken about is fasting. Again, we all know the benefits of fasting. It is always advised, maybe to fast once a week and, go easy, eat khichdi, go on water, fruits, just to detox your body, and it is really helpful. Further, the author has spoken about the fountain of youth, like, how the author says a very nice thing. I read his interview that, we all spend money on cosmetics and high-end brand, but, it's almost like painting it on the outer surface. And he says that if inside you don't feel good, so no matter how much, wonderful painting you've done on the outside, it just doesn't show. So it's very important that for the youthful beauty, for that inside outside glow, it is very important that you take care of how you're feeling inside. Like the author says, if your Agni is weakened, you know, it will show on your face, it will show on your body. You will be lacking that youthfulness about you, that energy about you, you know. So it's very important to keep a note of what we are taking inside, what are the thoughts that we are having, you know, which kind of reflects outside. Again, in the Ayurveda and Beauty chapter, he has listed about some of the remedies you can take for having healthy hair, healthy skin, and yeah, of course, I found it useful. So I have everything underlined, like how using coconut oil, almond oil is very good, almond oil for your face. Then there is a homemade lotion using rose petals and olive oil, and how you can apply that for the glow. And I think then the author has, you know, in detail spoken about the signs of stress. Why, you know, why do we feel stressful? What is the science behind it? And some of the common things, you know, that maybe you're already aware, how you can, you know, combat stress. Not just, it's not only related to the food, but our behavior, you know, activities we are indulging in. So there's a really nice chapter about stress, and followed by meditation. What is the importance of meditation, and you know, why we should be doing it? What are some of the easiest techniques that we can employ to meditate? And lastly, he has spoken about the ancient roots of Ayurveda, you know, which has a really amazing story of Samudra Manthan, which happened in our epics we have heard about and read about. And from that, you know, I was equally surprised that from that is where Ayurveda started. And you know, I would really, if you pick this book up, I would really urge you to read that chapter and read that story. It was amazing. So yeah, that's all on this wonderful book. It's filled with you know, easy tips on how you can imbibe the Ayurveda lifestyle in your life. You know, like it says here, the ancient science for modern living. It's an ancient science, but it is so important for modern living. And I love the fact that the author has made it very easy. Like I said before, nothing very technical about it to understand. Of course, you would need a better knowledge to understand which dosha you fall under, because accordingly then all these remedies and tips suggested by the author, you can identify which ones are more suited to your body type. So I think if you have identified which dosha you fall under, it's very simple to imbibe these easy Ayurveda tips in your lifestyle. So yeah, that's again on all this everything about this book. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to see you guys another week, next week, with another title. Bye bye.